I'm the brain, the lonesome whistle of a train. I'm the amber waves of grain. I'm the highway, I'm the farm, fertile fields and boulevards, the hand that rests over your heart. Oh, I'm the echo of the bell that's ringing. Oh, I'm the freedom in the song we're singing. I'm the seed that's in the dust. I'm the prayer in God we trust. The place to dream for all of us. I'm America. I'm the music to the dance, the open window to a chance, the place where courage takes a stance. All the colors that you see, the lights from 30,000 feet. Yeah, I'm the roar of victory. Oh, I'm the echo of the bell that's ringing. Oh, I'm the freedom in the song we're singing. I'm the seed that's in the dust. I'm the prayer in God we trust. The place to dream for all of us. I'm America. I'm America. I'm the fathers, I'm the sons, I'm the footprints in the mud. I'm a shelter washed in blood. Oh, oh, I'm the seed that's in the dust. I'm the prayer in God we trust. The place to dream for all of us. I'm America. I'm America. I'm America. I'm America.
I'm America, and that is from Scotty Hasting's latest EP. It's a self-titled track. And hey, welcome everyone. I'm Tom Lamog. I'm a volunteer instructor with the Cyber Chapter for Guitars for Vets and with Cav Arts. The Challenge America Veteran Arts Community. Welcome to Songs Sung True, a Veteran's View, where tonight we feature the songs and the stories of Scotty Hasting, a retired U.S. Army infantryman, Nashville singer-songwriter, and an ambassador for Guitars for Vets. But I got to tell you, this description merely scratches the surface of what Scotty has accomplished, particularly since our last conversation in February 2023. This is where he helped us launch the program, Song Sung True, here at Guitars for Vets, and I'm thrilled to have him back for a second appearance. Scotty, hey, buddy. How's it going? Sorry about
What's
that.
going on? Thank you for having me.
There's no muting. You do not mute Scotty. That's for sure. Can you believe it's been over a year? I mean, really, I mean, I remember yesterday. I kind of remember yesterday breakfast and spilling the coffee on the waitress, and
Seems like a lifetime ago, man. Seems like a lifetime ago.
It really does. My
Crazy.
goodness. So listen, I mean, former U.S. Army infantryman, Nashville singer-songwriter, Purple Heart recipient, I'm America EP released May 2024. So many things have happened, and I'm hoping that the 90 minutes that we've got scheduled here is going to be enough. What do you think?
I mean, we'll give it a shot. My life has been wild, and just crazy busy. I've been doing things that I never thought in a million years I'd ever be able to do, and doing even cooler things coming in the future. So
Oh
it's
gosh, gosh.
been it's been insane, absolutely insane.
I'm going to reference your bio just for this is not the
Okay.
full bio because I saw your bio, your record company, Black River Entertainment,
Mhm.
did a great job in posting all of the wonderful things that you've been doing with your music. Let's see. It says here that you had the opportunity to open and introduce rock legend Dave Grohl of the Foo
Yes.
Fighters at downtown Phoenix's Crescent Ballroom during an exclusive
Hmm.
pre-Super Bowl 2023 show. That's where it was the day after that I met you
Yeah,
after
that
that.
was
And
when we met for the first time. Absolutely.
yeah, and that was
Yeah.
and I mean I've got some questions about that because again, we didn't really have a chance to talk about that. You played numerous
And
events from
that was
coast.
in 2023.
I
Jesus.
know. That's like how many years ago? Oh, that was just
I
last
if
year.
Yeah, it feels like years ago. That's
Doesn't it
wild.
though? Played numerous events from coast to coast. From wait, were you were just in was it New Jersey, Delaware? Wait, where were you?
Oh, I was just in Delaware Beach.
You were in
Yeah.
Delaware Beach, okay, and you were
Or I'm
also
sorry,
in.
Dewey Beach in
Oh,
Delaware.
okay. Ooh,
Yes.
sorry, Dewey Beach. We didn't.
Yes.
He didn't mean to say that. And Napa, California. So you were
Hmm.
there for an event as well. So you
Was.
can say coast to coast. You've been you.
Absolutely.
I know, and I'm just curious about the mileage on your tour bus. No, no, I
You
want to.
know, I'm just trying to get as many airline points as possible. Really, is what I'm
Oh,
trying to do.
you're traveling on a jet. Wow, very nice.
Oh no, God, no, no.
Oh,
Hold on.
oh,
Commercial. Well,
oh.
let's not
Okay,
get
all
too
right,
crazy.
all right. Okay, well, yeah, just we're trying to isolate what's happened with you for the last
I mean,
15 months or so.
I love speaking it into existence, though. I love that thought.
All right, all right. So you've already opened for incredible artists, including Tanya Tucker, Jelly Roll, and more. Fill in the blank.
Yeah. Ian Munsick, Dave Grohl. I
Oh,
mean,
geez, you're
the
like,
top of the
yeah.
top.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Man, Jelly Roll, I've opened for him twice now. And then I have some opening slots coming up that are going to be really, really cool as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And
future wise, we're looking at I can't tell dates, but I can tell who. Chris Lane, Craig Morgan is. I got a couple dates with Craig Morgan coming up. We're working on one with Jason Aldean. Um, I've opened for Parmalee. I've opened for Chris Jansen. Um, it's been insane.
it's been that
It's
kind of a
been
ride.
absolutely insane.
Yeah, I'll need to take a look at your day planner when we're done here, just to see,
Good
what
luck,
your
man.
calendar looks like.
I'm busy.
But you remembered the appointments that we had, which I thought, wow, all
See,
right, very cool,
see,
man.
I
You're
figured
on
as long
top
as
of
I
it.
make you happy, we should be all
You're on top of it, buddy. It says also on your bio, earned your place in the writing room with well-known and respected country artists, hit singer-songwriters, and country music's most promising up-and-comers. What
right.
does that mean?
That sounds fancy as hell.
I know, doesn't it?
That
I've
sounds
seen
real
the
fancy for being able
pictures.
to be in a room with people. Yeah, I've been incredibly blessed to not only be able to open for some incredible people, but also to be able to get in rooms with some songwriters who have songs that will live forever. One of my greatest friends and my mentor, Doug Johnson. He's the guy who wrote Three Wooden Crosses. He wrote Love Like Crazy. He's written some incredible songs, and I have been blessed enough to be able to be in the room with him. I've written with James Otto. This is one of my favorite of
Wow.
all times.
Yeah. Mhm.
And Yeah, I've just written with some songwriters that have songs that they have written that I had no idea that they wrote and that have
Mhm.
will literally live forever. And I'm blessed to be able to do it.
Oh, how exciting. I always say. All right, so let's go back to your song "I'm America." I mean, it's obviously it's so good that it is the title track of your album, the self-titled
Yeah,
album, right?
it is.
Um, I'm thinking after hearing it a few times that I think it was released very recently, and then I remember just I'm gonna take a listen to it before we get together. That this song, and maybe I've got the theme wrong, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but it's destined to become a country music classic following the same patriotic themes like artists Lee Greenwood and Toby Keith and others did. Am I close? I
I
mean,
mean, hey,
it's
from your mouth to God's ears. I mean, that would be incredible. I heard the song, so I didn't write the song.
Mhm.
You know, I'm at the point in my career as a country music recording artist that I am blessed enough to receive songs. I get
Oh,
songs played for me.
wow.
I get to go into rooms and sit in, we call them listening rooms or pitch meetings, where you sit in a room with songwriters and they play songs that they think that you would love. And if you do love it, then you put it on hold and then you eventually record it and cut it and it becomes, you know, it's their song, but you get to put your flavor on it. And I'm America's one was one of their songs. I immediately fell in love with it. It's a song that doesn't pick a side. It's not left. It's not right. It's just
Mhm.
about the country and how beautiful it is and the people that make up the country and the landscape that makes up the country.
Mhm.
And, you know, and every line of that is, you know, every line of that song is the reason why I decided to join the military because I love this country and what it stands for and what it is. And I knew that I had to do everything in my power to be a part of it. And we made a kick-ass song.
Now, did the writers approach you, or did the writers go through your management company and they pitched it to you?
Yeah, so for that one, I had written with the writers a couple times
Mm.
that wrote this song, and they had sent it to our vice president of A&R, Doug Johnson, my mentor, the songwriter that I was talking about.
Mm.
They had sent it to him, and they were like, "Hey, let's gotta listen to this and see what he thinks." And yeah, and so he was like, "Hey, I got this song. Just play it. I'm gonna play it. You let me know what you think." And I was like, "Oh my God, I love this song. I have to be a part of this song. Whatever I need to do, you let me know. I'm a part of it." But
Now,
yeah.
these writers, you say you've had experience with them before. How so? Were you on other projects together, or
Yeah,
did
so
you?
you know, with Nashville, it is full of days where you go and you write with writers, and
Mhm.
you know, you never really know who's going to be in the room with you. Luckily, me as an artist, I'm incredibly lucky in the sense that I get to pick who I write with, which is really cool. There's a lot of songwriters who are signed to pub deals or you know publishing deals, and they don't get to pick who they write with. They just get put in rooms every day, and that's what they do for a living. And you know, I get to write with all these different people, and the people Phil O'Donnell and Wade Kirby, the two guys that wrote this song. I had written other songs with them before, and yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome. So
man,
shooting. I'm sorry, were you gonna say something? Did you want to finish a thought here?
no, no,
Oh,
there's not
okay.
many thoughts that get finished in my head, so it's okay.
I wasn't gonna go there, but it's
Oh, well, okay, at least you were
it's
thinking
gonna.
about
I'll let you can tell the stories tonight. Let's talk about shooting this video. We'll stick to this video because there are
it. Yes,
several that we're going to be putting forth thanks to you and everything that you've done with your record company and all. Some really quality videos, but I don't recall seeing a single video produced to this level when we last spoke in February
yes.
2023. Is this a new experience for you?
Yeah, so before this, we did How Do You Choose? We shot that music video for How Do You Choose? And it was literally just like four of us, and one guy had a camera, and we just went and did it. I'm America um, was the first music video that I shot that was a full production music video where you walk in and there's like a set and like it was the first I was like, oh, I'm in a movie. Like this is a movie, man. Like you know, and it was a completely different experience because you have so many more people in the room with you. You have people who are specifically just lighting. You have people who are specifically just camera and operators, and it's just like it was a whole thing, and it was wild when I it was truly such an incredible experience because it was the first time that it was like a full production music video, and
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun. It was
Did
a lot
oh geez, I bet. I've did you have a chance to sit in during the planning stages, like the entire life cycle? Obviously, it
yeah,
starts here's the song, and then here's a storyboard. I suppose.
yeah,
Were you a
yeah.
part of
So
all of that?
every step of the way, I am involved and have been involved in, you know, where do we see this song going? How do we see it moving? What direction? Um, from from helping pick the venue to helping pick where like the story that the song's going to tell, or if it's just going to be a live performance because this song kicks ass enough, so let's just play it live and have
Yeah,
fun, or if
yeah.
it's you know, or if it's going to tell a story like some other like another music video that I have. Um, but yeah, so it's it's truly from the very beginning in its infancy to the day that we step into the studio that day to record the music video. I am a part of every bit of planning for that.
Okay. Now, when the filming took place, were you free to be yourself, or was what you did, and I did notice there was some movement going on there. Are these choreographed for you? Are these movements
No,
choreographed for you?
no, this is just literally the director and the producer were like, "Hey, feel the damn song and let's go." And so I
Wow.
did. Like, all those kick ass like dance moves that you see, that's all me. I'm just
I,
it's all me.
I was
I'm just
thinking Grease, I
oh
was thinking
God.
that.
No, the crazy part, the best part about it is that after every take, I was basically dying. Like I was out of breath. I was
Oh,
sweating so bad after every take. And we did it like at least 12
yeah.
times. So it's
Okay.
great, like on the
Oh,
video that you
geez.
don't see how that I'm slow, like I'm slowly passing away
Are
as
there
we get
outtakes?
toward the end
Is
of
there
every
a
take.
director's cut that we?
Oh my God. There probably is. But I'm like, hold on. Let's just take a break a second. Give me 5 minutes.
Oh
Uh,
gosh.
but
Scotty, are
yeah.
you telling me those dance moves weren't done in one take?
I mean, yeah, yeah. I'm just that good.
I'm surprised at that.
Yeah, yeah. I know.
No, no. It was really cool because literally they were like, "Hey, this song kicks ass. Like, just get up there and feel it and give us energy."
Oh
And that's what
gosh.
we did, and the whole
Oh,
band did it, and it was amazing.
it just came through. Now,
Yeah,
did
so
I notice? Oh, I'm sorry, Paul. Give me a
I
second
was
here.
going to say, Robin already commented that the emotion from that song is a lot like reminiscent of the Lee Greenwood song. And I was thinking Toby Keith when I was listening to you sing the chorus of that. So there's an emotion there that we're digging.
Yeah.
Love
Oh,
that.
Scotty.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
And
Should we?
I mean,
did I see a Scotty Hastings pick on the close up of you on the guitar?
yeah,
That's what I
yeah. I
thought.
had to pick on there.
Yeah.
What's funny is actually that guitar was a good friend of mine, Shannon Book's guitar.
Oh,
Oh,
we just
really?
interviewed him. We just
Yep,
interviewed
yep.
him.
He was in
Yeah.
town for that. He was in town for that day. Actually, I think it was like for that week. It was him and the guys from Hero Stock, and I needed a guitar.
So
So
another
normally I
guitar.
play this
He
guitar.
needs another
Yeah.
guitar.
This is
Yeah.
my
Hammy.
Ford Gibson. This is Hammy right here. This is
Hammy.
named after
Yeah.
my best friend that got killed in Afghanistan. This is Hammy. This is my guitar that I play all the time. As you can tell, I play like a damn gorilla when I play the guitar. But um, because it says Ford on it, I can't play it in music videos because yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Can I also, there is another observation, and I'm trying to remember which I want to say is one of your videos, and he shot it. I'm going to guess that was in your truck, which I drive a truck just like you. And
yes,
they, the editors blotted out the Ford logo.
yes, yeah. Actually, that has
Oh,
since that
okay.
is my farm truck here
Okay.
at the farm. But yes, that we had to
Yeah.
basically blotch out the
Sorry,
Ford
we
logo.
can't. Oh, man. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
but
Well, good to know.
yeah, I mean it was and I can't play that guitar. So I was like, oh my God, like I want to play a Gibson, but I don't have it. I don't have a Gibson right now. Like I need something. And Shannon was like, well, just take the Hummingbird. I said,
Yeah.
what? Just take the Hummingbird? Sure. Yeah, just take the
Sweet.
Hummingbird. Cool, whatever. So
Oh,
yeah, I
sweet.
did. And it's really cool that his guitar is a part of that music video now.
Well, real good. So Paul is with us, by the way, to field the questions, and we've got quite a group of participants tonight in the conversation. So if you do have questions, make sure to put them in the chat feature, and Paul's going to come back a little bit later to read them. So,
Yeah, for sure.
all
I'll
right, Paul,
answer
we'll see you in
whatever
a
I
few.
can.
Okay, so continuing on, let's talk about now videos. I mean, obviously, I believe there are four or five that your record company
Hmm.
has produced.
Yes.
Um, in your opinion, is making professional grade music videos a standard in order to receive any type of acknowledgement or recognition in the music industry? Are
I
you
don't
seeing that this
think.
is?
Ooh, that's a great question, actually. I don't think I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it has to be professional grade. I don't think it has to
Oh,
be the best video that's ever been put out. Um, I think as long as the video can capture the emotion of the song,
Hmm.
that's the most important part. Um, and I mean, I've seen music videos that were taken on an iPhone, and it was just as good as some of the things that you'll see that were taken full production. It's just that with the label being what it is, and us having an in-house, video person, we
Hmm.
have the opportunity and the resources to make production and very high quality videos. So,
Hmm. Oh, very
but I
cool.
don't think it's I don't think it's a necessity to
Okay,
be
all
a
right. Yeah, and I guess I'm asking you this primarily, for our community, obviously. Some of
Mhm.
them have this interest in
Yeah,
doing kind of what you do. It's like, I'm going to learn to play guitar, I'm going to learn to write songs, I'm going to go out there and start performing, and do I need to do these things? So
yeah,
that's insightful. So Scotty, thanks for sharing that.
yeah.
Okay, so we got a few more videos queued up that we're going to share with you. Yeah, keep that in mind, everyone. And that's probably the reason why Scotty isn't playing his guitar tonight until we start to have him brag about the guitars he's accumulated since we last saw him. And I think your guitar count was 4 when
Yeah.
we
Well,
last
I have
spoke.
10 now, and each of them have a story. So
Okay,
it
all
works
right.
out really well.
So
I can't get rid of them because of the damn stories that go with it. So
oh yeah,
now I've become a
oh
collector
yeah,
because of the
yeah.
stories that go with the guitars.
And if you decide you need to donate those guitars, I can tell you where to send them.
I
In
know
fact, you
exactly where
probably
I would
already
send
know.
them.
Yeah, I know,
Absolutely.
I know, I know. Okay,
I
so
think I even have one from when I went through the Guitars for Vets program.
you went through it. That's right. That's right. Gosh, I mean, all of these things that we talked about a year ago or so are starting to come back. But let me tell you what. Okay,
That's a
That's
Yamaha
my Guitars for Vets
there it is.
Yamaha that I got.
FG800. Yep.
There it
Yeah.
is. And
All right. So, anyways,
yeah, who was your instructor?
my instructor, his name was Mark, and he is incredible. You know, for me, it was hard because I have an injury in my hand. I've nerve damage in my hand. I have no feeling whatsoever in my hand, and I thought that that was going to be an issue, especially for an instructor. Um, I thought that he wasn't really going to have any idea of what to do because of my injury. Um, but really, I told him about it, and he said, "Okay, get your guitar out and let's start. Like, what are we waiting for?" And I was like, "All right, cool, whatever then." So then we just jumped right into it. I mean, he had no issue with my injury, and he was like, "Well," he said, "if there's something that I tell you to do that you can't do because of your injury and because of my limited movement, I can move these two
Mhm,
fingers. These
mhm.
three just kind of sit there. I have no feeling." And he was like, "If there's something that you can't do, then we'll figure it out. But for right now, get that damn guitar out and let's go." I was
Yeah.
like, "All right,
Hey,
hell yeah, let's go."
that's the instructor way. I'll tell you that right now. It's like
Absolutely.
I've come into some of the students that I've had, and it's like, no, we're gonna figure out a workaround for you. We're gonna make
Yeah,
this happen. So,
absolutely.
way to hang in there, Scotty. Okay, all right. So let me. I'm going to take us back to February 2023 for good reason. Is because here I'm going to say these terms, and you're going to connect the dots, and you're going to immediately say, "I'm there." Crown Royal,
Yes.
pre Super Bowl party,
Yeah.
Phoenix, Dave Grohl. This was the night before I met you. And I saw some video footage come from that event, like you playing "Friends in
Yes.
Low Places," which was like, oh my god, he's having a blast. Can you
Man, that
can you
that's my
take us back?
go-to.
That like your first? Was that the first gig or one of the first gigs before you started to get recognized and then some?
Um, that was the first like show that I played that was like a huge deal. There were I had played on Broadway here in Nashville for at least a year or so, maybe a year and a half. And I mean, I played at every bar down here on Broadway. And the Broadway gigs are fun, but they don't really mean a whole lot. They're just like money shows. They're just there. They're just there to for you to make money. I mean, you get the opportunity. I say that, but I also can't really say that. Broadway's
Should
amazing
I?
because it gives you the opportunity to be in front of people. It gives you the opportunity to be on a stage. It gives you the opportunity to learn how to connect with an audience. And it also humbles the hell out of you because one moment you could be playing for 300 people in a room, and the next day you're playing for the bartenders. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, it's not playing on Broadway isn't really that big of a deal for people who live here in Nashville and play on Broadway all the time.
Mhm.
But this was like the very first show that I went to, and it was like, this is a big freaking deal. Like Dave Grohl's going to be there. There's going to be like 200 other veterans in this room. You know, Crown Royal's going to be there. There's going to be so many like there's going to be so many different industry people here. It was a huge deal, and it was the first time that I played a show that meant that much.
And you're addressing, again, the guitar veteran learning community here, and it's important that they hear this. It's like, as they plot their course on, all right, this is what I envision becoming a performer is like.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will keep it in context for sure, Scotty.
Oh yeah, I mean,
We
and
will
that's
report
that's
you.
the thing. There's a lot of people that come here to Nashville. They move here because they want to be an artist and they want to do this and they want to do that, and then they get here to Nashville and they realize that there's 1,000 other people that are better than they are, and it can kind of be discouraging and it can make them want to say bye very quickly. Um, you just have to outwork everybody in Nashville. It's very important to have a better work ethic than anybody else because there are a lot of lazy people that are incredible artists here.
Mm.
So if you can get in front of them, there you go. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's Nashville will break you down, but it'll also build you up, and you can learn a lot.
Oh, wow. So let me ask you then. We'll fast forward to the time that Black River Entertainment signed you, and maybe you can kind of talk up the process, that led up to the actual
Yeah.
sign the deal.
Oh
What
man,
what were
that
some of
was
the things that you remember about before sitting down with the folks over at Black River?
Oh man, so the way that it all happened was probably the most Nashville story you're ever going to hear. It's unreal. So my mom wanted to get a car, so she was like, "Do you want to come with me?" And I said, "Yeah, let's go." Um, not because I know anything about cars, but I figured my mom would probably buy lunch. So I was like, "Listen, if you're buying lunch, I'll be there." So I went with her and we went to this car dealership, and the guy that her car salesman that she was working with happened to be the son of the president and CEO of Black River Entertainment. His name is Michael Kerr. And so we started talking. He had been in the music industry. So we started talking about music, and I kind of told my story a little bit about getting shot in Afghanistan and using music as a form of therapy. And and he was like, "Oh man, that's great." At the time, I had a song out called "Truck It." It was the very first song I ever
I
recorded and put
remember
out.
that song. That
Yes.
rocked.
Um, so I had that song and I gave it to him, and he liked it and he loved my story, and he was like, "Man, I'm gonna send this to my dad and I'm gonna send it to Doug Johnson." And I was like, "Okay." You know, this town is full of people who talk and then nothing ever happens. So I was like, "Okay, like that's amazing. Thank you so much. Like, it was great to meet you, blah blah blah." And then 3 hours later, I got a call from Doug, and he said, "We need to meet." And I said, "All right, I'll come right now. I'm in shorts.
Wow.
Is that okay? I'll be there in like 5 minutes. I don't care." He's like, "No, not tonight. Like, let's next week set up a time to come meet." And so we did. I met him. I told my story. Talked about music a lot. And then got the opportunity to meet Gordon Kerr, the president and CEO, and so Doug Johnson, being the incredible songwriter that he is, he's like, "Man, you seem great. You have a great story, but I don't really know anything." Okay, then let's figure this out. Like, do you not know who you are? Like, you've written some of the greatest songs I've ever heard. Yeah, I'll write a song with you. I mean, if you're gonna twist my arm. What? Um,
Wow.
so yeah, we got to sit down and we wrote stories that they tell. That was the first song I ever wrote with him, and because I talked about my time at Walter Reed and how I noticed that we as veterans tell stories amongst each other, and the reason why we do is because for those brief moments in time when we're telling stories amongst each other, our friends, the greatest people we've ever known, were alive again. And he said, "That's the song we're writing." I said, "All right, cool, let's do it."
Yeah.
So 30 to 45 minutes later, we had a song, and
Man, oh man.
that just kind of sparked everything. And that was what, over 2 years now
Yeah.
ago. And
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, because I just signed and I just officially signed as an artist about 8 months ago. So
Okay. Yeah, you played both of those, Truck It and the stories that they, of course, that has gone on to become such an anthem for you. You know,
yeah,
every,
great
so
song.
so many play that song and
Mhm.
they pay you the kudos as they should.
Yes.
Um, but what took so long? Why did it take that long? I mean, you had a relationship going back that far when those songs were written until
Yes.
yeah.
A lot of it was really was Doug Johnson building me into an artist. Doug is an A&R guy, so it is his job to help build me into who, help me understand more who I am as an artist, but also to help me understand what it takes to play live on stage and what it takes to make sure that my music is here because my story is here. So I have to have my music just as much, if not better than my story, so that people not only are like, "Oh my God, he got shot 10 times. We need to listen to his stuff," but it's more like, "Holy crap, Scotty's song is great. Did you know that he also got shot 10 times?" Um, so there was it was a lot of just building me and helping me become who I am in this industry and in this space and my brand and trying to figure all that out. And then once we did, and once we really start going, it was, I mean, we've really been taking off.
Yeah,
It's been
yeah. Oh,
incredible.
okay. Well, that makes perfect sense. Now, yeah. Um, I think it's about that time to play one of those videos. But here's one thing I want to let you know. Typically, I'll go ahead and lead in with a bio, who
Yeah.
you are, and I know that we've talked a little bit about what you've done in the first interview that we did. So I would like to kind of just, hey, if you are able to, not you, Scotty, but everyone else who's watching, find that video on the Guitar Servette's YouTube page under the Cyber chapter. You'll find Scotty Hastings' interview for Songs Untrue. It was, I think it was sometime in February of last year.
I was
Um,
the first. So
it was the first. You were the first one. You were the one who
let's
helped us kick
go.
off the show. So, and a memorable one as well. Take a look at
Thank
that.
you.
But here's, rather than having Scotty tell you what many of us what he shares with everyone all the time, I thought maybe we'd do something a little different, and that's let his brother Corey talk a little bit about um, what happened to Scotty. So let me go ahead and fire up this video and sit back, and you're going to also take in the song that Scotty introduced to us last year, um, which is one of the hardest songs, as he says, that is really hard for him to sing. But here we go. Take a look at this video, and we'll see you all on the other side.
Me and my brother growing up were really close. He's about 2 years older than me, but we both still played sports together. We were very competitive. If he got a base hit in a baseball game, I wanted to get two, or I wanted to get a home run. But he also, looked out for me a lot of times in school and just always had each other's back. He's always been wanting to go to the Army. He's always talked about it. He just never did it. And one day, him and a couple of buddies went and signed up, and he said, "This is what I want to do. This is my career." And he went right over to Afghanistan. It was April 21st, 2011. I was sitting in class, and I got this text from my mom saying, "Call me." And I was just, I was like, "Well, I'm in class, I'll call you after." And she goes, "No, leave and call me." And I knew right away what it was. And so I called her, and I was like, "What's wrong?" And as soon as she answered the phone, she was immediately crying. All we really knew is that he got shot, multiple times. And we didn't know if he was okay or anything. And just kind of just sat there and, thought about everything. Thought about, what did I say last to him? Am I ever going to see him again? Hopped on the flight, met my dad and Kara in DC, and just walking in and seeing him on the bed like that was just something I don't wish on anybody. And he was hooked up to about 5 different body vacs, laying in a bed. And he was just out of it. He was platoon leader, so him and another guy were going into these huts, looking for IEDs, explosives, and he was trying to search for explosives in the wall and everything. And he said that he was just looking, and out of nowhere, someone popped out behind it, like from me to 10 feet away from him. And he said they made eye contact for about 2 seconds, and just stared at each other. And then Scotty threw this metal detector away and reached for his gun, and the dude just started spraying. He got shot 4 or 5 times in his shoulder. He got 4 times in his hip. 1 through and through on his thigh for, I think it was a total of 10 times. And it was hard to see him, but at the same time, we were obviously glad that he's alive, because things could have been a lot worse for everybody. It's definitely been a long road for him, which we all knew that it would be.
I don't care how fast you go or anything like that. Just want you to spend some time up, okay? So I know that. Spend some time in the hall here, okay?
He's walking.
And while you're doing your mission, things that your nation and your unit have called you to do, you're exposed to danger and you're put in harm's way. And it takes a special kind of person, a special kind of citizen to knowingly say, I will do that. And that's who you are.
Once those 8 months pass and walk through, they think, hey, you're good enough to move on. He's been doing constant physical therapy on his hand, getting his muscles back in his legs, getting his muscle back in his arms, and just constant, therapy on himself. He was actually able to come to a few games and actually watch me play, and it was always just good to see him up there. Everything I do is for him. I write, his initials on my tape. I write for him on my cleats, and it's for him. And he's, definitely my hero. And I just try and play for him. Everything I do is for him.
Rolling down the window, too scared to get out. How do you say goodbye to someone you thought you couldn't live without? My mind is racing with memories of who he was and how good everything used to be. Damn, it could have been me. How do you choose who comes back home? Who goes under no gravestone? I'm just asking 'cause it makes no sense to me. Is it something that takes a little time? Does it even cross your mind? Or is this the way that it has to be? Tell me, God, did I win or lose? Why am I here and he's there with you? How do you choose? My guilty conscience preys on my mind as I see the words they wrote after he left us behind. Now I'm on my knees. How do you choose who comes back home? Who goes under no gravestone? I'm just asking 'cause it makes no sense to me. Is it something that takes a little time? Does it even cross your mind? Or is this the way that it has to be? Tell me, God, Why am I here? He's there with you. How do you choose who stays here and who goes home? I'll never understand feeling this alone. How do you choose who comes back home? Who goes under no gravestone? I'm just asking 'cause it makes no sense to me. Is it something that takes a little time? Does it even cross your mind? Or is this the way that it has to be? Tell me, God, did I win or lose? Why am I here and he's there with you? How do you choose? God, tell me, how do you choose?
Scotty Hasting and How Do You Choose? So a classic case of Scotty Hasting then with your brother's video and now. And I want to let you know that as I was going through your Facebook page, went back a few weeks and saw that you had just celebrated a live day, a very special day indeed. So, and you posted a heartfelt story about, you know, the picture that you had posted, which was a picture of your brothers and you in the hospital, just like a scene out of his video. And then it looked like maybe you were standing up and performing today or recently. Would you mind retelling that story for our community here? The message within that post.
You know, it's really so April 21st is the day that I got shot in Afghanistan. And you know, really it's the day that, you know, there's a lot of days, you know, the days that I've lost some of my best friends that really hit hard. But this last year, it just, with everything that I have going on, I had to take a second and remember where I came from and where I am. You know, I still remember it like it was yesterday after I got shot and I was laying in the dirt in Afghanistan, just hoping that I don't die. Um, and the picture that I shared with it was me playing in front of 5,000 people, opening for Parmalee and Chris Jansen. And you know, I'm incredibly blessed to be able to be alive and breathing on this earth, let alone be able to do some of the coolest things that I've never even thought was possible. Um, and you know, this last April, it really hit me, and I wanted to take a second and just put it in writing how it felt to be able to know where I came from and then where I am now and how blessed I am and how incredibly incredible it is to be able to do what I get to do.
It's the second time and a live day for you was something that I noticed since talking with you the first time around, and just how special just the sharing of those thoughts, and just taking a moment to pause and just be thankful, you
Yeah,
know, for
yeah, you know, and that's something that I learned after I got shot. You know, there's something about almost dying, man, that really shows you that to really appreciate what you have and what you get to do. You know, I could be in a box underground right now, and instead I am here. I'm alive. I get to see my kids. I get to witness how they do. You know, I get to watch my son play baseball. I get to go outside and complain about the heat and the cold, and I get to, you know, I get to play music in front of thousands of people. And you know, I think that that there's something about getting injured and almost dying that really wakes you up and lets you see that you need to take a second and appreciate what you have, because it could all be taken away.
the song. How do you choose? Now, there were a couple of choices in terms of videos to download and
Yes.
present. And why two versions? Just out of curiosity.
So the version that you just listened to, the acoustic version, is what I heard when I wrote that song. We did a more produced version. That it's great. It's absolutely fantastic. It's amazing. The players did great on it, but what I wanted, what I heard was that acoustic. I heard a guitar and I heard a piano, and that's what I wanted. So whenever we got the opportunity to do an acoustic version, I said, hell yes, we're gonna do that, because that's what I want. That's what I wanted for this song from the beginning. It encompasses what that song is. That song is me being wide open and vulnerable. There's nothing like that unless you have very limited players and very limited instrumentation in it. So yeah, it truly made that song and gave it a whole new life and created it into what it became. And now it's amazing. And a little something about the players in that. The guy playing the guitar in the background is also a signed artist with Black River Entertainment. His name is Pryor Baird. He sings harmonies on all my songs.
Oh gosh, he sounds
And
wonderful.
oh
Just
my God,
he's just hitting those highs.
Oh man, that dude has one of the greatest voices I've ever heard.
Is he touring
Especially
with you too?
especially if you like blues playing,
Oh, boy.
that's the dude, man.
Does he
And
tour
then
with you
the
right
piano
now?
player, do what?
Does he tour with you as well? Does he
We are
accompany
working
you?
on some stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that guitar that he plays was his grandpa's. It's a 1940 something G4V.
Wow.
It's incredible. It's one of the greatest. It's one of the best
Gosh.
Gibson guitars that I've
Yeah.
ever heard, like sound wise. And then the guy playing the piano,
Mhm.
his name is Moose, and he wrote 5 O'Clock Somewhere.
Yeah, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. He's a good friend. The guy, I mean, he can play the hell out of any instrument he
Wow.
picks up. It's incredible.
It's beautiful. It's very
Yeah.
simple sounding. And I know you played that on your acoustic guitar last year for us. And when you had, I went back to watch a little bit of that video just to see what did we talk about. And when you talked, you told a story about that song.
Mhm.
You know, who it was written for, how his mom showed up to your show. Can you reshare that story up,
Yeah,
just so
yeah.
people know
So,
what that song is about?
yeah. So that song is the song that I never wanted to write. It's the hardest song I've ever written. I met with my good friends at Creative Vets. Jesse Wayne Taylor is their like in-house songwriter. He's a really good friend of mine. And you know, Jesse's that guy that like you talk to and you just open up to. He's just one of those guys. Like you just immediately feel great about him. He's like one of your best friends. Um, and he was like, man, if we're gonna write something, because I was already a songwriter at the time when I met with them. He's like, man, if we're gonna write something, let's write something that means something. And I was like, okay. That song came from a night when I was playing on Broadway, and my best friend Adam Hamilton, um, his mom came to a show. Adam was killed in Afghanistan when we were in Afghanistan, and Adam was very much that same way. He was everybody's best friend. You met him, you opened up to him. He was just a great dude. And yeah, so and when that evening, like when I played that show and my best friend's mom showed up, it was I was stuck and left with this thought of like, how the hell am I here? Who makes that choice? How is that choice even made? Like how there are people that get hurt a lot less than I do, and they're not breathing anymore. They're not here. Like why is it that I get shot 10 times, which is, I mean, the damn survivability of being shot 10 times is pretty close to zero. And here I am being able to do all this great shit, and there's some people out there that aren't. Some of the greatest people that we've ever known are gone. And I realized when I got back to the house that this thought of how do you choose, how am I here, that is not something that is new to me. That's something that I've dealt with since I was at Walter Reed and I started hearing about my best friends being killed while I was stuck in a hotel or in a hospital room. And there was nothing I could do. I couldn't leave. I couldn't be there for him. I couldn't protect him. Like there was nothing that I could do. And I remember how helpless I felt in that moment. And so, that was that idea, that thought of how do you choose, was something that had been there since that. And so one day I sat down with my buddies at Creative Vets, and they said, "Hey, what are we going to write about?" And I said, "Well, I have this thought in my head and in my heart, and I don't want to write about it, but I feel like I have to put it somewhere." And so we ended up writing "How Do You Choose?" And every single line of that song is my heart and soul put out on my sleeve for everyone to see. Every line of the verses in that song is step by step the first time that I ever went to go see his headstone, and how it made it all real in that moment. And then the chorus is the conversation, the argument, the venting session that I have with God on a daily basis as to why the hell am I still here. And I think that that's something that we as veterans who have lost some of our friends, that's something that we suffer from every day, is wondering why the hell we're here and they're not. That's survivor's guilt, and that's so freaking rampant in the veteran community, but not just the veteran community. That's something that people ask. That's something that parents ask when their kids get in a car wreck and they're no longer here, or that's something that the mother who had, whose child died during childbirth, like that's something they ask all the time too. Like this is that idea, that thought of how do you choose is not a new thought, and it's very universal. And I was like, man, we have to do this song. And it's funny actually, when we wrote it, the label wasn't sure about it. They were like, that's a really hard hitting song. Like, we don't know if we want that to be like your first. We're not sure. And then I played the show where I opened for Dave Grohl, and I played that song in a room full of 200 veterans. And it was the first time that I'd ever played a song and it was completely silent afterwards. And I was like, holy shit, they hated the song. Like that, I've never had this happen. They hated the song. I don't know what to do. And then I took a second, looked around, and realized that everyone was just consoling each other, and everyone was crying. And in that moment, I was like, we have to cut this song. This song has to be out there. We have to get this song out there. And you know, and Black River having the faith in me that they did. It was the first song that I ever released with Black River Entertainment, and that song has gone on to help so many people. And really, I can only thank Creative Vets and my buddy Jesse Wayne Taylor and my best friend Adam Hamilton, who was in that freaking room with us today, because that song has gone on to help so many people, and it's one of the greatest songs I've ever written. Probably one of the greatest songs I will ever write.
It comes through on the video where you are actually telling the story, and the images are quite powerful.
Oh man, I played my headlining show in Dewey Beach, Delaware, and Adam Hamilton's mom and brothers show up, and I'm like I immediately am crying like profusely at this point, trying to sing this damn song.
Wow.
I'm like, what? Why would you do that to me? Why are you here? Leave. You're messing with me. Stop it. But it was amazing, and it was the first time that I've ever played that song live in front of her. She has since become like a mama to me, and to have her there in that moment with my first headlining show, it was incredible. It really was.
Well, listen, we're going to stop here for just a moment. I'm going to bring Paul up for just a moment here and ask if there are any questions. I think I may have seen one, but would you like me to bring anyone up on screen magically so they can ask?
Yeah, while you're bringing David up, I just wanted to echo, that's such a powerful song, Scotty. You shared it with us last time, and you talk about how that universal angst, like every parent's worst nightmare is if they lose a kid, and that goes through their minds, or any spouse. It's such a universal feeling, and you captured it so well. So thanks for that.
Thank you.
All right. Well, let me bring up David Welch, who is our chapter coordinator in Salem, Oregon. And David, how are you this evening? It's good to see you. You had a question for Scotty.
Hey, Tom, how's it going, pal?
Good seeing you, my friend.
What's up, David?
Hey, how's it going? Hey, first off, I've never heard that song before. Thank you so much. Also, I 100% agree with you. That song should almost always be played acoustically. I think
Yes,
a song that's written that way should always be played acoustically.
I agree. So when we play it live now, it starts off acoustic, and then
Mhm.
the band comes. Oof, man, it gives me chills every time I sing it. It's incredible.
Okay. Okay. So, wow. So first question, what part of Afghanistan?
The Kandahar province in the Zari district.
Kandahar.
Yep.
Oh, shoot. I was just, northwest of there at Fob Pasab or Fob Wilson.
Oh yeah, Fob Wilson. We used to go to Fob Wilson. We would go there to get food. Honestly,
Yeah. Yeah.
we were in Sabelgay
Yeah.
or Siachoy at that time.
I was Fob Wilson 2011 to 2012. And then,
Yeah, I got shot in 11. Hell yeah, man.
oh shit. So we were deployed together.
Yeah, I'd probably been on Fob Wilson while you were there. That's legit.
Hell yeah.
That's
Yeah, I
awesome.
was yeah, and then I was Bagram in 2006 and 7. But
Hell yeah.
the second question, I know this is something that gets talked about in the industry a whole flipping
Yeah.
lot, but sometimes everybody has just a slightly different answer to it, and that is, how much do you feel percentage wise or whatever do you have to relocate yourself or hunt down um the industry to get yourself out there versus have something to tell?
Yeah. You mean like what does it make sense? Like, is it
Basically,
important to move to Nashville in
yeah,
order to
basically,
get
do I
signed?
need to know to go to Nashville to tell my story?
Um, the short answer is no.
Yeah.
Um, the longer answer is it sure as shit helps. Um, it really does. So no, in the sense that if you're putting out great music, someone will hear it. Eventually. Who knows how long that's going to be? It could be fucking never, or it could be tomorrow. You never know. Um, but it helps because Nashville and even Austin, parts of
Mhm.
Texas, some place that is a music hub, even New York, but some place that has music all the time,
Mhm.
that is, has industry people and has the community around it all the time, it's going to be a little bit easier. But then again, it's also going to be a lot more work because there's going to be thousands of other people who are trying to do the same thing. Um, but it does get you in the room with people that you could probably never get in the room with if you are not living in one of those areas.
Okay.
Um,
I guess so. What?
for country music, Nashville, Austin, probably even Dallas, somewhere where it's very country music heavy. If you're doing pop music, New York, LA. Um, but Nashville, if you want to do country music, unfortunately, eventually a label would want you to move because it's easier for them to have you wherever you need to go when you need to go
Oh,
there.
okay.
But
Okay.
Scotty, it sounds like from your story though, just you were in, because you were in Nashville, the whole chance meeting with Doug
yes,
and Doug taking you on as a mentor. I mean, the power of a mentor can't be
yeah, yeah,
under
and
underrated.
that's what I mean by like there's a lot of good that comes from being in a music hub because you never know, especially here in Nashville because so many people in the industry are parts of the community in the different cities in Nashville and surrounding cities in Nashville. So it's it's I mean, unfortunately, maybe.
Yeah.
Thought I saw over the course of the year. I'm going to mention the name and you tell us what you want. Garth
Okay.
Brooks.
Garth Brooks, oh my God. That was wild. Um
What? Okay, give some
all
background would be good.
right.
First of all, Garth Brooks is one of your idols, right?
Garth Brooks is the reason I fell in love with country music and the reason why when I started getting into country music, or when I started getting into learning how to play music, I wanted to be country music. And when I decided to be an artist, I wanted to focus on country music, and that was all because of Garth Brooks. I got the opportunity to go on Good Morning America with his opening of his bar, and kind of be like their VIP guest or the guest of honor, because they had heard about my story and what I was doing. And I got to meet Garth Brooks. And when I met him, and Garth is Garth. He looks like everyone's uncle. That's just what he looks like. But the craziest part about it was I was meeting him, I was shaking his hand, and I was like, "Hey, Garth, it's great to meet you. Like, your song is the soundtrack of my life. Like, I've been listening to your shit forever." And he was like, "Oh, I really appreciate that." And I said, "My name's Scotty Hasting." And he said, "Scotty Hasting, like, hold on, like, I'm America's Scotty Hasting?" And I said,
Oh.
"Holy shit." I said, "What?" I said, "Yeah, the I'm America's Scotty Hasting." He said, "Man, I love that song." And I said,
Wow.
"Huh?" I said, "Garth Brooks listens to my music?"
Yeah. So it's
Retire.
reciprocated.
I'm done. I'm
Yeah,
done.
reciprocated the
Garth Brooks listens to my
fandom.
shit.
Oh wow.
Oh man, it was wild. And then on national TV, I got to ask Garth Brooks a question,
You did.
and and at some point in time, I don't remember. I think I blacked out, or at least my soul left my body. At some point in time on national TV, he said, "Oh yeah, and this guy, man, he can sing his ass off." And I said,
Yeah.
"What?"
Oh man.
Garth Brooks said I can sing my ass off.
Is that on your Facebook page or anything?
Man,
that we could,
it's
revisit?
funny. We made a joke at the label afterwards. I said, "I'm just gonna embed that into every song from here on out." Just randomly, Garth Brooks saying, "Oh yeah, he can sing his ass off."
A sound loop on your
Yeah.
next song. Yeah.
Absolutely. But that was wild. Like, I've never thought that
And then a
would ever.
photo op with him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or
I got
him
to
with you.
talk to him and hang
Yeah.
out with him, and meet. I mean, it was crazy.
Here's another name for you.
Mhm.
Gary Sinise.
Gary Sinise.
Anything?
Yes.
It was a big deal in the last time we spoke, which is if anyone knows Gary Sinise, tell him I want to meet him. Have you?
Oh,
Okay, never mind.
hold on. No, hold on.
Are you gonna pull the pass? You're gonna do that.
Listen,
You've got that
okay,
look at your
we're
face.
gonna. I gotta make. I'm seeing who's in here real quick. Okay. Just making sure no one from my label's in here because I'm about to leak some shit that's gonna be
Oh,
mad. All right,
I'm
so
not
Gary
making you do this,
Sinise.
by the way.
I wanted to meet Gary Sinise and Walter Reed. I was laying in a hospital bed. We were about to go to. I was about to go into surgery, and they said, and every day at Walter Reed, there's some new celebrity that comes in, and they want to meet everybody. And I was like, "What celebrity is in today?" And they're like, "Oh, Gary Sinise." And I said, "Lieutenant Dan?" So Lieutenant Dan, I want to meet Lieutenant Dan. So they tried to put off my surgery as long as they possibly could so that I could meet him, but I never got the opportunity because eventually they were like, "Hey man, we have to get you in surgery. Like, we're gonna have to try to find another way to get you to meet Gary. Like, you have to go to surgery." So I never got a chance to meet him. Then I start meeting with people who know Gary, and I'm telling that story, and I'm like, "Man, I just want to meet him. I just want to meet him." And eventually I get an email from Gary Sinise saying, "Hey man, heard you've been looking for me." And I'm like, "Yeah, man, like I want to meet you." And it just never worked out. And I got a chance to tour his new Gary Sinise Foundation, the building that he's at now here in Franklin. It was amazing. It's like a damn museum there. So if you ever get the opportunity to go, it's incredible. It's a freaking museum. A couple weeks ago, Gary Sinise calls me on the phone, and which is wild. Gary Sinise has my phone number, and he's sent me text
Ooh.
since, which is even weirder.
I think we all do. We all have
Yeah.
that phone number.
Yeah. But I still have yet to meet Gary.
Yeah, really. Okay, here are two more terms. Billboards.
Yes.
Billboards. What's the
Yeah.
significance of billboards?
So when I released my EP, the label decided that it would be really cool to get 5 different billboards throughout Nashville and put me on them. And then surprise me with them. Literally, they were like, "Hey, come here, jump in the car. We're gonna do something." I said, "That seems weird. I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to just go do something with y'all in a car. That's weird." That last time I did that, it was some guy trying to give me candy, and I don't want to do that either. Like, I don't want to be a part of this. They're like, "No, get in the damn car." And I said,
Party
"Okay,
pooper.
cool." So we went and we drove around Nashville, and they showed me all the billboards that I was a part of, and it was
You thought you were larger than life on
It
this
was-
podcast until
was
you
incredible.
see the billboard, which is like huge. I mean, just you
I
standing
never-
in front of it, and huge.
so there's this one billboard in downtown Nashville,
Uh,
It's called the Nashville Sign, and it is literally like in the like it's right in the heart of Nashville, and I never thought in a million years I would ever be on it, and I was, and it's freaking cool.
I bet.
Cool.
How many snapshots do you have of yourself standing in front of
A
each
bunch,
of them?
a bunch,
Do you really?
absolutely.
Christmas card,
Yeah.
perhaps?
Oh man, I'll send it out to anybody. Anyone who has
All right.
anyone whose number I have, they now know
Oh.
that I have billboards in Nashville. So
Oh, wow. How
even
long
like
are they
friends that I
staying
haven't
up?
talked to in
Yeah.
like 20 years, I'm like, hey, guess what? Billboard, Nashville. No, but
Oh
it was
boy.
incredible. It really was.
How
And
long are they staying up for? Do you know?
so they were up for a week,
Oh, they're
but
gone. They're done. Oh, okay. They're not
they
gone
are
now,
they
are
are
they?
done now, unfortunately.
Oh, well, at
Yes,
least
but
we've got photos.
now I do have photos, but there is one on the label building that
Oh,
is going to
cool.
stay up until the beginning of next month, I think.
Okay. Well, take a
But
picture. It lasts longer and send it to us.
I have one.
I have one more term, and then we got to get to a song here because it's like 6:44 here on the West Coast, and it's pajama time out on the East Coast. Um, I said billboards. Now let's talk about magazines. Not Billboard magazine, but if you want to talk about Billboard magazine, that's fine too. But magazines, and there's one that you brought up to me, but I'm not sure, what happened to it after that. Do you know
Which
which?
one? Are we talking about People magazine?
That's what we're talking about.
Oh,
I,
okay, yeah,
I haven't
I
talked to
was
you in
in
a
People
while. I
magazine
haven't
too.
talked to you in over a year, so
Yeah, it's been a while.
has it been?
Yeah, I was in People magazine, which what? Like I don't
You?
there's things where I'm like, dude, what is my life? And that was one of them. To get a call from People magazine, they're like, hey, we want to feature you in an article in People magazine. I said, what? Like, do you
Yeah,
not like?
yeah, yeah,
Are you trying to get a hold of someone else? Because that's People magazine. Like, isn't it
yeah.
for like all the pop stars and stuff?
You mean you
Like,
didn't
no,
go to the newsstand and buy them, or are they digital? Is
they're
it
not
like
out yet.
oh,
They're
they're
not
not
out yet.
out yet. Oh, so what do you know about it? Can you share any of that dates with us, or do you not know
I don't
yourself?
remember. I wish I could, but I
Oh
don't
yeah, that
remember.
line. Okay,
I
all
was
right,
told, but I think
all
listen,
right.
TBI is real, and I don't remember
I'm
a lot of
sorry.
stuff.
I
That's why I have a
apologize.
manager who remembers it all for me.
That's good,
So
and a day
it's
planner. I know your day planner works for. Okay, listen.
yes.
I know we're going to talk for like forever, so because we got a lot to catch up on, but I want to share this video you did, and I was reminded by your one of your co-writers. He was just absolutely thrilled to be a part of this. You may know him as Shannon Book, and
Yeah,
he was a part of this songwriting.
it was.
This, can you talk about this song "Runnin" before we go ahead and
Yeah,
launch it?
this song was cool. We thought it would be that we thought it would just be cool. This song has since become so much more. Um, do something. Now that you called me out. Okay, number one, let's also show this beautiful thing that was built for me.
Oh,
Oh
that's a Scotty.
yes,
Is that a Scotty Hasting model of
yes,
guitar? Who built it?
yes.
Who was the luthier?
Yeah. Do I?
Who's the luthier?
His name is Ethan Hughes with Hughes Guitar Company, and it's an incredible guitar. But so this song is the first song. So with my injury with my hand, I'm normally just kind of like I can strum pretty decent. Sometimes it's off. It should, I hate a click because for some reason the click decides to slow down on me. I'm not sure why.
Mm.
Um, but strumming is something that I always thought I would do, and I thought that that was like it for me. But How Do You Choose became something so much more because it's the first song that I ever learned how to finger pick.
Oh
And
yes. Did you learn that on your own, or did someone prompt you to? You know what? Come on, you can do this. Well, like an
I learned it on
instructor.
my own.
Okay, because
It
us
was something
instructors have a
that
way of kind of like, come on, you could do it. Really, we'll help you. All right.
no, it was something that I wanted to do because I
Uh-huh.
knew it was pretty simple. And then literally like the way that I learned, so most people when they're finger picking, it's they learn by feel or
Mhm,
they
mhm.
know where they're at by feel. I don't have any feeling, so I couldn't do that. So
Right.
for me, it took a lot of staring at the strings while I picked it, so I knew where my fingers needed to go.
Mhm. Wow.
And
Okay.
then, so now when I start this song, this is the only song that like I start.
Okay.
So I started by finger picking, and then it eventually builds into what it is. But
Awesome.
this
That's
song for
right.
me represents victory because it's a part of something that I never thought I'd ever be able to do. I never thought in a million years I'd be able to finger pick a song, and now I can, and
All right.
that's badass.
Girl, I've been a selfish fool, drowning myself in 90 proof. But honestly, I swear it's true. I'm learning. No, I've come to understand. I was holding matches in my hand every time another bridge was burning. Now I'm running. Angel, I'm running. Oh, I'm running home to you. A woman with lesser faith would have had all that she can take. Yeah, your patience sure is something. What kind of love is that? You give more than you get back. God knows I don't deserve it. So I'm running. Angel, I'm running. Oh, I'm running home to you. Baby, leave the porch light on. It won't be that long. I'll be home before the morning. Where I take off my boots is where I'm gonna plant my roots. I won't be a rambling man no more. I'm running, angel, I'm running. And I'm running home to you. I'm running, angel, I'm running. And I'm running home to you. Yeah, I'm running, angel, I'm running. Oh, I'm running home to you.
That's actually one of my favorite songs that we play live. I
Oh, is
love
it?
playing that song live. Yes, I
Oh,
love it because it starts slow
it
and
builds
then
up.
it builds, especially when you have the band. Like, ooh,
Yeah.
man, we like
Yeah.
in that song, we build that song slowly throughout the whole song, and then toward the end, it's just like, bada, bada, boom, and everyone's just, I mean, it's yeah, that song's fun, man.
Yeah.
You start to feel
Yeah.
that song.
What's the musical term for that? Dynamics,
Uh,
I think is what it
it's
is.
an ass
Dynamic or
kicking song. There we go.
crescendo. It's like, yeah, but we don't need to talk about music terms, do we? It's getting a little too theory-ish. I don't, I
Yeah.
don't want to
Oh,
scare anyone
God.
away.
Music theory. No,
Is
thank
it
you.
important? Oh, I'm going to just ask you this question. Is it important to know music theory if you want to be a songwriter performer? Is it important? Is it essential, or does it matter?
I think that depends on who you ask.
I'm asking you, Mr.
For
Scotty
me,
Hasting.
hell no, because I don't know anything
No,
about music theory.
not just
No,
no.
absolutely
It's
nothing about music theory. Um,
okay.
but
All right.
I write songs at least once a week. So it used to be a lot more, but now I'm very busy doing other things. But yeah, for me, I've always wanted to learn music theory, just to kind of understand more of how certain things go with other things.
Mm.
But do I think it's necessary? Absolutely not. I think that as long as you have a basic understanding of chords and chord structure, I think that as long as you're playing a melody that you think sounds awesome, you can write to it. Um, you know, or if you have lyrics that sound awesome, you can always find someone who knows more about theory than you do. So
Yeah, and of course you could always go to the G4V Learning Center, the community of instructors and people who play are welcome to answer your question as well too. The shameless plug
shameless
for
plug.
our yeah, exactly,
Shameless plug.
exactly. Got to do that.
Absolutely.
What do you enjoy most about being a musician these days?
These days, honestly, my favorite thing is being able to interact with people. I love being on stage. Is one of my favorite places to be. It will always be one of my favorite places to be. But really, and when I get done with a show, my favorite thing in the whole world is coming off stage and interacting with the people that were there, the crowd that was there, the people, you know, the kids, the people who enjoyed my music and just want to come up and talk to me and shake my hand.
Mm.
That's my favorite part, and it's always going to be my favorite part. And um, I will always make a point of coming down after a show and talking to people and um, interacting and connecting with them, because that to me is the most important part of what I'm trying to do, is to be able to feel connected with people, and and I love it.
All right.
Absolutely love it.
Well, I was going to mention this a little bit later, but if you've got a few minutes to stick around after we're done taping this, I'm certain our community would love to just kind of talk with you just for a few minutes if you're
Yeah,
available to. Of course, you can always say
absolutely.
no after saying that.
I'm here. I don't care. I'm here.
Is
Yeah.
I was just going to ask you the next question. You are traveling a lot. You are traveling a lot more than what I
Yeah.
remember you traveling to.
Yes.
How are you and your family dealing with that?
You know, I'm incredibly blessed that I have Black River Entertainment. You know, I have a label that supports me and supports my family and supports me wanting to be with my kids. So they make sure that I have ample time to be with my kids, even if I'm traveling. Like right now, this week, my kids are off of school, so I am spending this week with them. There is an event that I have to do with Musicians on Call tomorrow night, but for the most part, I am at home with them this week, which is amazing that I have a label and I have a management team and I have a publishing team that are like, yeah, go take this week off and be with your kids and just enjoy this. You know, that's one of the really cool things about being with a label that is a very small oriented, family oriented label, is that they understand the importance of family and they understand the importance of that time with your kids and how fast they grow and how you never get that back.
Hmm.
And it's also really cool because they're the first ones to be like, hey, if you have your kids, bring them with you, you know, when I'm playing a show. So it's it's amazing.
See
Yeah.
what music has done for you. You know, and here you thought you probably were just going to break that guitar out of the corner and just learn on YouTube. And now
Hey,
look
you know, music
what's
for me,
happening.
that like this was never the dream, you know, traveling and playing music and
Mm,
all that was never the dream. My thought about, you know, learning how to play music and write music was just to help me, you know, and now I have a platform where I can help other people, and it has become so much more, and it has become truly a passion and a purpose. And you know, as someone who basically got kicked out of the military from getting injured, um, my life needed a purpose, and I needed a purpose to continue on. So music and the therapy that I provided saved my life, and it continues to do so every day.
all right. We've got Paul with hopefully a question or two. We're going to close out the show with one more of your songs, the one that's probably getting a lot of airplay these days, Whiskey in a Bottle. And
Hmm.
after that, we'll say our goodbyes. But if you are joining us online this evening, you may stick around after we end the
Oh
tape,
man, I'm getting ready to do one of the coolest things that I'll ever get to do in my life.
which
Uh,
is
So we're
I,
again, I'm about to leak some shit again because that's what I do best. June 2nd through the
oh
9th, I
God.
got asked as the only American artist to come to Normandy, France, and celebrate the 80th anniversary of D-Day
Oh,
and play
wow.
5 different shows throughout the week-long celebration
Oh, Scotty.
of
Oh my
D-Day.
gosh.
So
Wow.
it's
What an
gonna be
honor. What an honor. Well,
gonna be
listen,
it's gonna be one of the coolest things I'll ever get to do in my life. So
please apologize to your record company about leaking all of that on our behalf because we forced you to
they've
do
gotten used to it. They've gotten used to it by now.
Hey,
Yes.
Paul, any questions from the audience this evening that we
Yeah,
need
well,
to?
maybe some of these we could save for the after party. I like that we're having after parties now. This is
I
kind of
know,
cool.
I know.
I had a question for you, Scotty, on that last song. Who's
Mhm.
Angel?
Do what?
Who is Angel?
Angel is whoever you want it to be.
Who's you're running home to?
It's whoever you want it to be. You know, it's really cool because that song goes so well with so much of shit that we faced as veterans, you know, in the sense that either we're coming home from deployment, we're fucking running back, man. Like, screw this shit. I want to be with you. Or we really screwed up real bad. And now we need to come back. And yeah, that's really where it came from, was this idea of like someone completely screwing everything up and realizing that they screwed it up. And now they are running back to try to make it right. Which is something that, you know, we in the military know all too well. I mean, we are really good at getting divorced, really good at it. I've been divorced twice, so I know how well I am versed in it. But yeah, it was, you know, it was just such a cool song that came together, and I love it.
All right. And there's one from Ken. What's the best way to protect music you write and get it in front of musicians? I'm sorry, you were probably going to ask that at the after party, but it just came up. And can you answer that one, Scotty? Best way to
Yeah,
protect music?
become a member of BMI or ASCAP. They will help protect your music. Get it copywritten. But yeah, don't just send it to anybody. Be very careful with who you send your music to. Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, listen, we've got one more song here, Whiskey in a Bottle. What's the story behind it?
So this song was another one that was played for me. The song was written by Lee Bryce, Matt Alderman, and you know another buddy of mine, and I fell in love with this song. You know, this song reminds, you know, Lee Bryce is a really good friend of mine, so I wanted to. I basically asked Lee Bryce, I was like, man, like if you got any songs
Oh,
that you're not cutting, like maybe send them my way. And you know, the connection with Lee Bryce happened because of the song that I have coming out in October with Lee Bryce and Dolly Parton. But so yeah, I talked to him and I was like, man, if you have any songs, like please, by all means, send me shit. And he sent me this one, and I love this song. It just reminds me to live every day to the fullest. And the music video was so fun to shoot.
all right. Here it is, Whiskey in a Bottle.
Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear that, dude. Wish there was something I could do, man. Actually, meet me at Ham's place at 7.
Old man next door gave 55 years to the factory. He died with $1 million underneath his bed. He spent his whole life saving up for a boat and a brand new truck. Got a free ride to the bottom of a 6-foot hole instead. Well, if he was here, I bet his one regret would be he left whiskey in the bottle, money in the bank, wax on the candle, gas in the tank. Pour it to the top, drink every drop, 'cause if there ain't no tomorrow, I ain't gonna leave whiskey in the bottle. Well, I might just take the day off and spend it on my baby. Pick her up and take her somewhere she ain't never been before. Get her home after sunset, take the top shelf off the top shelf. Blow off the dust and make love till there ain't no more. Whiskey in the bottle, money in the bank, wax on the candle, gas gas in the tank. Pour it to the top, drink every drop. Cause if there ain't no tomorrow, I ain't gonna leave. Whiskey in the bottle. So raise your glass at me, cause life's too short to leave. Whiskey in the bottle, money in the bank, wax on the candle, gas in the tank. Pour it to the top, drink every drop. Cause if there ain't no tomorrow, I ain't gonna leave. Whiskey in the bottle. No, no, no. No, no, no. Whiskey in a bottle.
Tom, you're muted.
We should just let him go. Just let
Scotty,
him
though,
go.
I gotta say
Just
that
let him go. You know, just let him talk away.
Scotty,
I'm a complete totally.
Scotty,
I don't know what I'm doing here.
Scotty, seeing how animated you were watching that was awesome.
Oh
Dude,
man,
I
wish
love
could
that
see
song. That song's so much
Oh,
fun.
jeez.
So
I-
we got in that song, my dad's a part of it. Like
Is he the
5 or 6
businessman?
people from do what?
Was he the businessman?
No, the businessman
Oh.
is another guy who owns a bunch of hotels down here in Nashville. But a lot of people from Black River were a part of it. My the label, they were a lot of them were in it. My dad was in it. Pat McGuire from the Nashville chapter of Guitars for Vets was in it. I don't know if you
Wow.
saw that.
I'll need to
Guitars
watch
for Vets shout
more
out.
closely.
Yes.
Jeez.
But yeah, he's in. I mean, his face is right there.
Man, oh,
Yeah,
man.
and he's wearing a Guitars for Vets polo and a Scotty Hasting hat.
How did we
That's
miss that?
the funniest part is the Scotty Hasting hat. Like that's like a one-off hat. Like no one else has that hat. And I was like, oh no, I don't know if you can wear that. But they were cool with it. So but yeah, it was so cool. And that song, man, that was so much fun to from the beginning to the very end. It was so much fun to shoot
Yeah,
that
the
because it
one
was
que-
like it told a story, and it was
Yeah.
like my best friend's going through shit, and I'm like, man, I wish there was something I can do. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. I know what we can do. Let's go have a good time. And like I'd
That
throw him a
sounds
whole
like you.
party. Yeah.
We gotta talk about your acting skills. You might have another career there, though. That
Hey,
fear that
let's
you
go.
that,
I'm down
that
with that
fear,
too.
I'm not sure what there is to talk about. He's made it clear that he can do that too.
that fear that
That'd
you
be
showed
fun.
when you were putting the notice on the electric scooters, that fear
Yeah.
that you showed was deep.
Well, it was funny. It was like, man, I want to do something that's very Nashville. And I was like, dude, these scooters are everywhere. And I was like, let's just put them on the scooter, man. Let's put one on the scooter. But yeah,
Oh, good grief. All right, listen, I know we've run into overtime, as we always do. So why don't we go ahead and bring things to a close? Scotty, what is the website where folks can find your music and your videos and your concert
yeah,
schedule?
ScottyHasting.com, or all my social media, Scotty Hasting Music.
So we got your
Follow me there
Facebook
again.
page. We got your
Yeah,
Facebook page, your YouTube page, and your website at the top of the chat.
yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all my social
That's
medias.
correct.
I have a team that runs them, but I see everything. So if you send me a message, I will respond to it. Unless it's like, then I won't.
Oh,
But listen, I gotta say
you
that
don't? Do you
because
really? Oh, okay.
I gotta say it
You've
because
responded to everything
but
I've sent you. I feel honored. So,
but yeah, no, I mean,
yeah.
as long as it's not incredibly inappropriate, I will respond to it. But yeah,
Oh, good grief. All right, let's bring this to a close. We're going to continue our celebration of Military Awareness Month on the 11th episode of Song Sung True Veterans View. U.S. Marine Corps veteran, founder, and president of Hero Stock and G4V graduate Jason Steiner will be joining me next week, Wednesday, right? The 29th of May. And he's got a special guest, which you'll hear about later, Joe Allen Christie. He's going to be singing a couple of his songs since Jason's a little shy. So so that's going to be next weekend, or next week, Wednesday, the 29th of May, 5:30 p.m. Pacific. And until then, for Scotty Hasting, the very distinguished Scotty Hasting, for
Man, I don't know
our
about all that.
and for our director of online learning, Paul Lilley. I'm Tom Lamog, Guitar Surf. Have yourselves a great evening, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.